Hi, I'm Sifu Steve here at Classical Martial Arts of Long Island, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about traditional weapons and traditional weapon training. Well, I have with me here a wooden sword, right? This wooden sword is a Chinese-style straight sword. There's different types of swords, but this one is a version of the sword that would have blades on two sides. It's double-bladed, double-sided blade. And this tool, this wooden tool, is used to simulate the sword, and then we use it in different formats that basically we trace different forms and different positions and different actions with it. And you might say, well, that's cool, but why? Why in the world would I want to swing around a wooden sword or a metal sword or any sword? Well, really, would you ask that question? Because doesn't everybody want to swing around a sword? Well, so one part of that answer would be, it's kind of fun. It's kind of enjoyable, kind of makes you harken back to both the images and the formats of what life would have been like or what life is depicted like in the movies. But also the very act of moving those tools around, because this wooden sword's not very heavy. This wooden sword is under a pound, but moving it around regularly in a certain format, dancing it back and forth in patterns, reproducible patterns, well, there's the dynamic and the development of the neurological skill to move it. There's also, it's just a type of exercise. Your circulation gets better. Your hand-eye coordination gets better. Your balance has to get better. And of course, I'm standing here just talking to you, but we've been moving all over the floor at the school doing these patterns. And some of the patterns are even two-person patterns, where one has a wooden sword and one has a wooden spear. There's these interactive patterns that are passed down. Of course, they memorialize ancient ways of fighting. But thankfully, in the modern day, I'm not living in a society where I got to walk around with a sword. I don't have to worry about that and carry that all over the place because these things were historically very sharp. So we're talking about a 3.5-foot razor. I don't have to carry that around. I don't have to worry about that. For all the complex things we have going on in society, we do have a certain level of law and order that makes it unnecessary for me to walk around armed to the hilt. So that's a Chinese sword. Of course, even a Japanese sword would be the same thing. In the Japanese samurai, they were walking around very well armored in a situation where, in society, they kept order and where order was maintained by the constant presence of tools that could keep you safe. But in the modern days, we practice these things. There's enormous health benefits. There's a lot of fun doing it. It's active. It's engaging. It can be done more quickly, more slowly. And this is a part of the martial arts that we call self-perfection. There's self-protection. And that's important too. That's the self-defense training we do and hitting pads and kicking and throwing and doing groundwork. But this is a self-perfection model where we're talking about traditional weapons. Also, each one of them moves a different way. So if I'm talking about the swords, whether wooden or metal, they have to move a certain way, have you move your body a certain way, because this tool, this sword, will not bend to me. I have to bend to it. I have to adapt to it. So we draw a larger moral lesson from it, that adapting to the unchanging nature of the weapon itself is supposed to train us off the mat to adapt to unchanging dynamics in the world around us. Well, the seasons change, sun comes up, sun goes down. I got to work my work schedule around it. I have to work my leisure schedule around it. I have to deal with the dynamics of what I can do in the winter and the summer, how I have to deal with those, how sometimes I have to go out and shovel the car. Sometimes I have to adapt to changing weather conditions of how I drive. Well, being adaptable to things beyond ourselves, we consider to be a major good, a major aspect of developing a well-rounded personality. And that's part of the martial arts, trying to learn to control ourselves in the face of conditions that are outside our direct control and adapt to them and be reactive to them and be successful with them. Well, that's a little description of why we train traditional weapons and how much fun we have doing it. If that sounds interesting to you, come on down to Classical Martial Arts. Come get in touch with us with our website or give us a call and come down, jump on the mat. We'll give everyone a free trial. Come on down, try it out and see if you like it, right? And see if it's for you. Hope to see you on the mat. Have a great day.